All right, everyone to your places.
We're ready in here, sir.
How are we in the studio?
Stand by, sir. Get the lights.
Yes, sir. Striking.
Quiet on the set, please. We're on in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello, don't be afraid, it's just us, your friendly folks here at the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan, thanks for joining us.
And I'm Daniel Pineda.
My name's Adele Quo.
And that's the lineup right here you see in front of you, that's us.
That's all you get, right?
That's it.
That's the whole package?
Well, no, we've got a few more things. News and Community Bulletin Board, and Adele is here with...
It's easy being green.
Indeed it is. Also our CBB file, as mentioned, our Community Bulletin Board file. Roll in, and our camera one operator there, Mr. Richard Koris, went down and talked to the Juggalos, so he's got a Juggalos report for us. Our News for Seniors stories, and then our very own Styrofoam mom, Miriam Gennari, and her guests, and that's our show. But before we begin, a social media reminder from Senior Pineda.
Absolutely, Mr. Nolan and Adele. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1. Also facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News, and also the radio, right, Craig?
Right, on WERA 96.7 LP. Don't change that dial. Listen for a while. Okay, here we go with the first of our news items. News for seniors and classes on a little early this week. Well, this isn't the greatest way to start our stories, but let's get it over with. At about take 2, at about 1 a.m. on September 24th, a female rideshare driver was reportedly sexually assaulted by a male passenger. This incident took place along the 5200 block of Wilson Boulevard. Police determined that the inappropriate contact occurred while the driver was operating the vehicle, after which the suspect exited the vehicle and fled. The suspect is described as a white male, about 5'8" in height, with blonde hair and a red beard. Officers were unable to locate the passenger, and the investigation is ongoing. Hopefully there'll be some more information in rideshare communications that can help identify the suspect and bring this thing to a conclusion. Daniel.
Well, Craig, on Thursday, October the 12th, there will be a town hall meeting at the Arlington Central Library to discuss the effects of drug abuse and opioid abuse on the Arlington community. It will also include a panel discussion, a question and answer session, and a keynote address by the Virginia Beach School Board member, Carolyn Weems, whose daughter died from a prescription drug overdose. The participants will include local law enforcement members, community leaders, and healthcare providers. The time of the meeting is from 7 to 8:30 p.m., and the address is Arlington Central Library. That's at 1015 North Quincy Street in Arlington, Virginia.
All right, Daniel, on a more positive note now, local officials and community activists joined together last Saturday to celebrate the completion of the 4-mile run restoration project. They did it. The project revitalized the shoreline of 4-mile run from the Potomac River almost all the way up to Interstate 395. It includes trail improvements, public art, and lots of other things, so you may want to take a bike ride or a stroll along 4-mile run and check it out. Daniel.
Well, Craig, the annual Arlington Turkey Trot 5K race has added a couple of beneficiaries. The new beneficiaries are Offender Aid and Restoration and the Christian group Young Life of South Arlington. The event will also continue to benefit AFAC, the Arlington Food Assistance Center, ASPAN, the Arlington Street People's Assistance Network, Arlington Thrive, and Bridges to Independence. There will be one reduction from the list, though. Doorways for Women and Families will not be on this year's list, but the news isn't so bad. Doorways is expected to be able to meet their $10 million fundraising goal this year, which will enable them to expand their services. In case you were wondering, no actual turkeys are expected to trot. The Turkey Trot is actually a Thanksgiving Day 5-kilometer race. For more information or to register, contact Director Mark Riley via email. His email is arlingtonturkeytrot@gmail.com, or give him a call at 703-927-0328. That's 703-927-0328. Craig.
All right, Daniel, the Turkey Trot 5K coming up on Thanksgiving Day. Be ready.
Good times.
All right, we'll be back with our CBB Community Bulletin Board file right after we hear from Adele Quo. And
It's easy being green.
here's Adele.
Oh, such a warm welcome. Thanks,
That's
everyone.
good.
My name's Adele Quo. Welcome back. As September starts fading into October, we've got some great Arlington Parks and Rec events coming up. Saturday, September 30th, you can choose between Oktoberfest at Shirlington Village, or you can camp overnight with your family at Gulf Branch Fire Ring. And hurry, high schoolers ages 14 to 18. Don't miss out on a 10-week paid internship for young people to gain leadership skills with the Department of Parks and Recreation. More details available online. Check it out. content.govdelivery.com/accounts/VA Arlington/bulletin/1B75D8F. Joe Tree Frog, our mascot, wants to highlight the Virginia Urban Agriculture Summit coming up Thursday, October 5th and Friday, October 6th at George Mason University. Learn unique ways to farm in small spaces in city and urban communities through workshops, panels, tours, networking, and more. From home gardens to rooftop farming, community gardens to yard sharing, and farmers markets to sustainable food practices, urban agriculture is growing in Arlington. As the urban agriculture movement continues to grow, Arlingtonians are looking for ways to connect more with the land and their food, build their community, and create a more sustainable food system. As a homeowner, you can turn your unused lawn, patio, and kitchen window into food-producing spaces. Whether you mix the edibles with ornamentals or keep them separate, any sunny, unused area can be converted to grow and harvest fresh and healthy salad ingredients and much more. If you're an apartment or condo dweller, the bigger issue is small space production, lack of land, and maybe even sun. You could put your name on a very long wait list for one of the 300 community garden plots managed by the county spread in 7 community gardens. Or try yard sharing, which connects people who don't have land but would like to garden with those who do have available gardening space. Sharing in the cost, hard work, and eventually the yummy harvest creates delightful edible gardens together while building trust and connections. So attend the Urban Agriculture Summit on October 5th and 6th to learn the newest trends in urban farming. Check it out at vafb.swoogo, that's swoogo.com/urbanag2017. Farmers markets, community, and home gardens will all play a role in a sustainable food future for all. Overcome the challenges facing urban dwellers. You can tour these innovative projects such as rooftop gardens, community gardens, and school gardens that build relationships and promote community and pursue justice through gardening. So remember, it's easy being green when you're part of cultivating and nourishing our future.
Wow, just looking at your story here, 300 community garden plots.
That's
in
it.
Arlington County.
That's
a
it.
lot.
Well, considering how many people live in condos and apartments, not
We
really.
need about 300 more.
I think
probably,
we need like 3 times that amount.
because
The waiting list is super long.
Quite
There's
a wait
over
list to get-
500 names on the waiting
just
list.
to get
Wow.
into the garden to plant a few radishes or whatever.
Well,
and
you
green
know, when you
beans.
have a small little condo, it's kind of hard.
But it's a good thing to do. That's
It
is.
that's good. All right, thanks, Adele.
You want to participate in the yard sharing, let us know,
appreciate it.
Craig.
Do a report on that.
Yes.
We're waiting for
You
it.
got to wait in line to get in the garden. Holy cow.
Thank you, Adele.
Okay. Thanks, Adele. We appreciate it. As promised now, here we go with our CBB Community Bulletin Board file. Just a reminder to be sure and mark your calendar for the upcoming event known as Arlington, Where Art Thou? The actual official title is the first annual celebration of the arts in Arlington. And as we mentioned last week, The event features live music, live performances, live presentations, fabulous food, and of course, beer. This is all taking place at 4301 Wilson Boulevard here in Arlington, Thursday, October 5, from about 7 to 10 p.m. Proceeds from your $50 admission fee will be donated to Arlington Independent Media, who is bringing you the TV show you're watching right now, or the radio show that you're listening to on WERA. Daniel.
Well, Craig, here's something for kids of all ages. Toy Palooza. It's a just-for-fun gathering recommended for children from preschoolers to middle schoolers, and it's happening at the Aurora Hills Branch Library at various times. Here's just a partial list. Wednesday, October the 4th from 2 to 4 p.m., Friday, October the 6th from 2 to 4 p.m., Saturday, October the 7th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Monday, October the 9th from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. The address is 735 18th Street South in Arlington, Virginia. That's in Crystal City. Craig.
And also in our CBB file, Wednesday, October 4, author Paula Whitaker will discuss her book, A Civil Life in an Uncivil Time. It's not about our situation today, but a 19th century woman named Julia Wilbur, who in 1862 left her family's farm in New York and traveled to Alexandria, Virginia. Ms. Wilbur was an ardent abolitionist, and she spent the next several years helping hospitalized Union soldiers and escaped slaves. In addition to working in often hostile surroundings, she also had to battle the male-dominated establishment of the time. This presentation will take place at from 7 till about 8:30 in the auditorium of Arlington's Central Library, and they're located at 1015 North Quincy Street here in Arlington. Books will be available for sale, so mark that one on your calendars. Daniel.
Well, the 2017 Urban Agriculture Summit is coming up and on Thursday, October the 5th, and lasts through Friday, October the 6th. It's being held in Founders Hall at the George Mason University near Virginia Square. Your $75 admission fee will give you access to commentaries by legislators and elected officials, plus panel, workshops, tours, and networking opportunities. There will also be a local foods luncheon. The address is 3351 Fairfax Drive, Arlington, Virginia.
And also, Daniel, in our CBB file, here's something that you won't want to miss. Our friends at Opera Nova are having their annual brunch coming up Sunday, October 8 at noon. Admission is $60 and reservations are due by October 2nd. That'll take place at the Washington Golf and Country Club. They're located at 3710 North Glebe Road here in Arlington. For more information and to find out more about it, reservations and all of that good stuff, give them a call. Number should be on your screen there, 703-536-7557. All right, we'll be back with the news for seniors as promised right after our camera operator number one here, Richard Koris, gives us a little report that he did talking with the March of the Juggalos down in Washington. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Richard Koris from Arlington Independent Media, and I am here on the mall for the March of the Juggalos. The followers of the Insane Clown Posse are known as Juggalos and Juggalettes, and for some incomprehensible reason, the FBI listed them as a gang. They retracted this even for complete lack of evidence, but unfortunately, Juggalos and Juggalettes find themselves still being classified and treated as a gang by many public authorities. Now, I am here with one Juggalette. Now, what's your name?
Heather Nelson.
And what are you here for?
The March of the Juggalos.
And what kind of music do you like?
I like all music, every kind of music I like. I'm just not I enjoy all music.
How about, what's your favorite band?
My favorite Catholic records is Big Hoodoo.
Ha! And whoop, whoop. So what are you here for today?
to make a stand that we are not a gang at all. We are more of a family than anything. To be categorized as that is horrible. I'm an accountant. I have a Juggalo tattoo. My company is so for it. They do not see me as a gang. Thank you, Free State Electric, for letting me. But that's insane for us to be a gang. We're here to love one another, to help one another. If someone was to call me out from another state and was coming here, I would let them stay at my house. That's the kind of family we are.
Hi.
Hello,
What's your name?
Wendy.
And what are you here for today?
I'm here to protest the FBI labeling Juggalos as a hybrid gang
Now, why do you think that's wrong?
because it's our culture and it's music. You can't outlaw culture.
Yeah.
This is America. You know, we're not supposed to do things like that. You can't outlaw our culture. If you do this to us, who's next? You know, a lot of people don't care about Juggalos. Like they've been saying, a lot of people don't care, but that's how it starts.
Yeah. So where are you from?
I am from Georgia, but I live in Ohio currently.
Okay. Do you ever go to the gatherings of the Juggalos?
Yes, I've been to 9 gatherings.
My God. You seem to be really involved with this.
I am. I've been a Juggalo since I was 12 years old.
And how has it affected your life?
In wonderful ways.
Hi, this is Richard Koris, closing today's episode. I am more than a little surprised at what I found. I've been really impressed by the compassion that Juggalos have shown towards each other and towards those in need. I think they've been a very good thing in each other's life and provide people with much needed support. And these are people who, may live in small towns where they don't have any other source of support. It sounds very much like a place where outcasts can be accepted for what they are. This is what I didn't understand them before, but I think I understand a little better now. And I'd like to close by saying, whoop, whoop.
There you go. Thanks, Richard. It must be, is that their rally cry? Whoop, whoop. Richard Koris, thanks, Richard. Down there on the mall talking to the Juggalos and the Juggalettes at one of their conventions or meetings, rallies, whatever we want to call it, down on the mall. Thanks, Richard. We appreciate it. All right, as promised now, here we go with our News for Seniors file. Winter Squash in the Kitchen. Oh yes, on Wednesday, October 4, there'll be a presentation called Winter Squash in the Kitchen. It's all about how you can fill your kitchen with bright orange-colored squash, roots, and whole grains for the upcoming fall season. Virginia Cooperative Extension experts will provide tips for preparing fall vegetables. This takes place at 11 till about noon at Arlington Mill Community and Senior Center. Address and contact information should be on your screen there. They're located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street. For more information, give Nick England a call at 703-228-7369. Daniel.
Well, Craig, here's something for music lovers, a presentation about the Ambrola. It's a tabletop phonograph from the early 1900s, and you have a chance to see and hear one in action. Susie Backtail will explain how the Ambrola works and play some samples of music on an Ambrola that belonged to her great-grandmother. The presentation takes place on Thursday, that's October the 5th, from 11:15 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. at the Lee Community Senior Center and Park. That's located at 5722 Lee Highway in Arlington, Virginia. For more information, call Adriana Carr. That's at 703-228-0555.
An Ambrola. I wonder where that came from.
Well, the early
It's a strange
1900s,
name,
her great-grandmother.
Well, thanks, Daniel. Okay, also in our News for Seniors file, on Friday, October 6th, from 11 till noon, there'll be a presentation on handing down your possessions. Join the Virginia Cooperative Extension for a discussion to help you decide the best way to hand down family possessions, heirlooms, and things that you think are precious. That will take place at Arlington Mill Community and Senior Center, 909 South Dinwiddie Street. Information is on your screen there. For more information, call Nick England at 703-228-7369. 7369. Daniel.
Well, Craig, alternatively, you can come down to the Walter Reed Community and Senior Center and Park for a performance by the Sunshine Game. They're a newly formed group of 55-plus members, and they're ready to entertain with a show of their musical talents. You can listen, sing along, dance, or just plain join in the fun. The show lasts from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Friday, that's October the 6th, and the address is 2909 16th Street South, Arlington, Virginia. For more information, just call Leanne Canute at 703-228-0955.
All right, thanks, Daniel. And we'll be back with sign off and bye-bye right after we hear from our styrofoam mom, Miriam Gennari, and her guests.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. Following last November's election, a lot of people thought it was time to become involved and active in politics. But you know what? There's no better place to be involved than at home. And here in Arlington, an organization called Our Revolution got started and started a lot of discussions. One of the discussions we're going to talk about is reinvestment. And joining me today is Charlotte Malrich. She's with Arl Reinvest, and Roshan Abraham, and he is on the steering committee for reinvestment in Arlington.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Charlotte, you start. This was kind of your brainchild. Tell me, how did you get involved in the movement, and what does it mean?
Well, I think kind of synchronistically, we were both thinking about divestment before we met, but I was following the Dakota Access Pipeline and what was happening out in North Dakota, wondering how I could be of support, and the call came out to get people to divest from the banks that are funding that pipeline. So I started looking into it. I found out what people were doing in DC, and thought this could work in Arlington. We can get our county out of Wells Fargo.
So lo and behold, it was Wells Fargo that handles Arlington's money.
Right.
And Roshan, what is Wells Fargo's involvement in the Access Pipeline?
Well, so they're a major funder of the Dakota Access Pipeline, but also more close to home, they are a major funder of the Atlantic Coast Pipeline and the Mountain Valley Pipeline. And our view is that, despite anything we're doing locally to work on the environment, like our community energy plan, we also have to look at how our money is helping or hurting that cause. And Wells Fargo is funding all those pipelines that are so dangerous and leak so much methane, which is so much worse than carbon dioxide.
This is a really interesting conversation because here in Arlington, people do think that they're enlightened and they do have a great energy plan and they want to move to zero waste. So why don't more people understand about our involvement in Wells Fargo and their involvement in fossil fuels, and how are you trying to change that?
Well, I think that we're sort of taught to think of ourselves as consumers, and when we're consumers and we're using our money to buy what we need, we're not thinking necessarily about our values and what we care about and what the social good is. So what I like about divestment campaigns and as a tactic is that you can unite a lot of people who care about a lot of different issues. And Wells Fargo is funding so many things that are socially problematic, not just pipelines, but private prisons, for example, which has had a direct impact on the kinds of policies we have in this country about drugs, for example, and criminalization of immigrants.
And it's all, ties into a not sustainable model.
Right.
And that's really something that's important to us. So you started a petition. How's it going?
So we had our kickoff event last Wednesday. We had a full house at our screening of Awake, A Dream from Standing Rock. We got lots of signatures at the event, and we also have our petition online where people can sign at actionnetwork.org/petitions/divest-Arlington-2. That's the number 2. And it's a steady movement. We've been at it officially for 1 week, and I think we are already getting some traction.
Well, there's no doubt that when people hear about this, especially in Arlington, you should get a great response. People are really concerned But what about our elected officials? What about those that are running for office? Where do they stand on the issue?
We sent the petition to both Eric Gutschall and Charles McCullough. Charles McCullough has signed the petition and is championing it. I think he'll be a great ally if he makes it to the county board. Eric Gutschall said in a questionnaire that we sent him that he does support divestment, but he hasn't signed the petition. He hasn't made any real clear remarks whether he will or not.
But then, of course, Our Revolution is involved in a lot of issues, and you recently sent a questionnaire out to both candidates. Is there a way for Arlingtonians to take a look at that questionnaire and their answers?
Yes, that is, those are publicly available. The best way to get a look at that is to email us at ourrevolutionarlington@gmail.com.
Excellent.
And we'll make that available for anyone who wants it.
Okay, that's wonderful. Now, of course, there are bigger issues outside of Arlington. Even if you were successful and you had this great discussion, you know, the idea of having a community bank, banking a better way, is something you'd have to take on in Richmond. Are you prepared for that fight?
I think we are. I mean, I think we are very serious about this. We want a better future, and we're talking to other groups in Virginia who are working on divestment in their communities. There's a group in Richmond that's already working on this. So I think if we all link up, you know, there's certainly interest and a fight to be had there.
And they did it in Seattle, Washington, so they did it there.
Yes, they did it there, and there are cities all across the U.S. are doing it. New York, D.C., Philadelphia, they're all taking steps, so why not Arlington?
Okay, now that's great. Reinvest, or Arl Reinvest.
Right.
How do people get in touch with Arl Reinvest?
You can email us at arlreinvest@gmail.com.
Okay.
You can also search for us on Facebook. Again, it's ARL Reinvest. And you can
What
also,
about Our Revolution?
You can reach us at ourrevolutionarlington@gmail.com, and you can also find us on Facebook at Our Revolution Arlington. Just search for us there and you'll find our group page.
Not hard to find.
No.
Or go to your one of your many events. One's coming up September 19th.
Right. We're
at the
having,
Madison Center, and you're going to talk about reinvestment.
Right, at 7 p.m.
Awesome. Okay, well, I want to thank you both for your work here in Arlington and bringing up this important discussion. We'll see you again.
Thanks for
All
having
right.
us.
Thanks, Miriam.
And I want to thank all of you for watching this edition of The Sustainable Scoop. I'm Miriam Gennari. Back to the news desk.
All right, thanks, Miriam. We
Thank you,
appreciate
Miriam.
it. As always, another installment of Sustainable Scoop from our styrofoam mom, Miriam Gennari. Thanks, Miriam. Okay, we're about done here. Anything else to add, folks, before we go?
Yeah, I mean, some very sad news about IOTA.
Well,
a place
IOTA's
that we
closing,
really love.
So
yeah.
get down there.
Yeah.
They're well, as of this taping, their last open mic night was last Wednesday night, and then they're closing this coming weekend, Friday, Saturday nights at
Yeah,
their
big
last
party,
performance.
right?
So
Yeah, their
we'll
last
see if they
performance, yeah.
resurface though. There's a move afoot to try to redesign,
Reincarnate.
and rebuild IOTA
Yeah.
somewhere.
Are you going to sing tonight? or
Move
what?
their open mic. I've been thinking about it, but I think it's a little too late
Oh,
for me.
man.
So I
We
may
really
have to,
want you to
I may
sing.
have to wait for the reiteration. Okay, that's it. We got to go. Thanks for watching this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Take 2.
AWN.
Next week, if you're there, we'll be here and we'll try it all again. Have a safe week. Bye-bye. Happy October 1st.